First, thank you for giving me the opportunity to come and speak with the Guardian. It's always great to come and speak with you guys, especially here in my neighborhood. You know that I always love to do political things here in Potrero Hill Dogpatch, and we love having you as a neighbor. And I really appreciate the opportunity to come and speak to all of you today about what is at stake in this election. And for as a sophisticated a paper as you guys have, I know that you understand better than most, perhaps, how important this election is. I happen to believe that this is the most important mayor's race in 20 years and the most important mayor's race that we are going to have for the next 20. I think it is a seminal election. I think that, because if you look at what's going on, the choices that we make in this election are not merely about the next 4 years or hopefully 8 years. I think they're about dictating what kind of city San Francisco is going to be in the next 50, 75 years. I mean, if you just see what's happening, 50,000 people have moved to San Francisco over the course of the last 10 years alone, reversing what had been a decades-long trend of losing people. And that reflects something that you're seeing across America, and that is a reurbanization of America. People want to be back in cities. They're tired of paying $4.50 for a gallon of gas. They're tired of traveling in on roads that are falling apart from McMansions that they can't afford. They want to be back in cities. Some of them are young people looking to find their fortunes here in San Francisco. Many of them are empty nesters who are seeking to return to San Francisco after kids go off to college.
And a significant number of them work in Silicon Valley and are using this as a bedroom community.
That is absolutely right. And that is one of the challenges. How do we maintain San Francisco's historic celebration of diversity and making sure that we are providing opportunity for folks at all levels of the socioeconomic scale? So if we make the right choices in this election, I think that San Francisco has a great opportunity. An opportunity to make sure that it can be a model for the 21st century American city needs to be 50, 75 years from now. And that means making sure that we're providing economic opportunity for folks at all levels of the socioeconomic scale. Making sure that people can have a stake in a city that has always been a beacon for folks across the globe. But I say all that understanding it's also a time of particular challenge. Internationally, domestically, economically, politically. You just look at what is happening across the landscape and we see that there are tremendous challenges. Look at what's happening in Washington, D.C., and state capitals across the country, from New Jersey to Indiana, Wisconsin. You have people, instead of focusing on bringing communities together to create economic opportunity in this very, very challenging time, they are focusing on the issues that have divided us for all too long. We're even seeing that here in California, up in the state legislature. So for me, as I look at all that, I know a couple of things. I know that people are cynical about government. I know that for 40 years, the right wing in this country has been talking about how government is always the problem and never part of the solution. And that is something that I fundamentally disagree with. And I know that government can make a difference in people's lives. But I also know that as the federal and state government shifts more and more responsibilities off its balance sheet, because they're looking to get it off their balance sheet, those responsibilities are not going to go away. They're going to fall to those of us involved in local government and involved in local communities to demonstrate that local government can create economic opportunity for folks at all levels of the socioeconomic scale. And it's going to be up to local government to demonstrate that it can be a force for positive good, making a difference in people's lives each and every day. And fundamentally, that's what this race is really going to be all about. What role local government is going to play in people's lives in terms of creating economic opportunity and demonstrating that it can meet their basic needs going forward. Because I happen to believe that we can inspire a community to believe that government can be a force for good and for positive change. But it is going to have to happen at the local level. That is where it is going to have to happen. And that is something that I've tried to do for nearly 10 years as your city attorney. I've tried to use the power of the law to make a difference in people's lives each and every day. And, you know, I look at it on issues of national significance, choice, marriage equality, statewide issues, shutting down the Moran Power Plant, suing the state to outlaw gender rating, going after credit card companies and credit card arbitration mills for defrauding 30,000 Californians with fraudulent arbitrations, going after payday lenders for taking advantage of our most vulnerable, going after those businesses that don't play by the rules and have engaged in wage theft of some of our most economically vulnerable, protecting the rights of tenants, going after polluters. You name it, my office has been involved in using the power of the law to make a difference in people's lives each and every day. And that is the kind of leadership that I want to bring to the mayor's office, to make sure that there is an independent force who stands up for what is right, answers the questions that need to be answered, and has really what I think we should all be looking for in who's the best candidate for mayor. And that is, who is the individual who has the vision to make sure that San Francisco can be that model city, and who has a track record of accomplishment over an extended period of time to demonstrate that they know how to use the power of government to get things done and to make a difference in people's lives. And that's what I want to bring to the mayor's office, and that's why I'd be honored to have your support as we head into this election.